Hi, welcome to this Rocksmith Customs tutorial. This video is designed to get everyone on the same page and have a perfect setup before you begin charting your song. So the things that we'll cover in this is creating a new project, editor and fire shortcuts, setting the BPM, adding leading silence, setting the time signature, and adjusting the bars. These 6 steps are crucial in order to get a good chart in the end. So we'll begin by creating a new project. In this instance, I'm going to use an example of a song that I'm creating called Computer Games. The artist is by Mesex, and the song is Computer Games without the caps. Be great. One thing to note about Editor on Fire is if the mouse moves in between different fields, it will actually start typing in there. So just be sure that you're typing in the correct field. You don't even need to click, it's literally a hover. Okay, so we create a new folder. I always chart at 192 kbps. It's just good quality. I always make sure it's at that quality at the very least. It'll take a second to create. All right, here we go. So the first thing to do, I always chart with bass to begin with. So we'll check. You can either do real bass or bass 22. I do bass 22. I don't know why, it's just habit. Some of the shortcuts that we want is F5, that will show the waveform. Okay, that'll let us know exactly where the beats need to hit. Another thing we want to add whenever we start a project or whenever we continue a project is to hit C. And what that does is it adds a clap to where the notes actually sit, so then you can actually adjust the hearing. If you want to speed up and slow down the song, you want to use semicolon to slow down and apostrophe to speed back up. This is really good if you're trying to find a very, maybe it's like a 16th note or something like that, and you want to see exactly where it sits. But hopefully if you're watching this video, you are using Guitar Pro to create your charts. We won't cover that in this video, but at least we'll get you set up before you do the import of your Guitar Pro chart. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to select the BPM. BPM is very important. This is will adjust the bars and the timing. If you don't know what the BPM of the song is, you can go to this website that I use called TuneBat /analyzer. We can put the song in here, just in the field, hit enter, it'll have a think. Okay, there we go, 118 BPM. So that's what we want to add, and that will ensure that we are correct. Of course, not everyone has perfect timing, so that will actually fluctuate, but that's what we will be doing by adjusting the bars later on. Okay. Now that we've added the BPM, we want to add the leading silence. Now, depending on how long you do the leading silence, depends on when you actually start playing in the song. We always add leading silence because the moment you start a chart, when you're actually playing the game, if you don't add leading silence, you'll be playing immediately and there's no time to prepare. So we always do leading silence. That's in the song tab. Okay, in this one, it's pretty, I'm going to have rhythm guitar in this, and that's pretty straight up front. So what we do, we'll set it to 5 seconds. That gives you time to adjust. You can re-encode. What that'll do is it'll actually change the OGG file in the back end and add that leading silence to the actual song itself. I don't always do this. It doesn't, it's up to you, but here we go. It'll have a think. As you can see now, there's a big gap of leading silence, and that is where the song starts. So now what we can do is we drag this to the first position. That's where the first note will be. One thing to sort of look out for is as you're dragging, you can see like little spikes over here. So if we drag it just so it sits on that spike, we know that's a good setup. Now what we want to do is the time signature. This is super important because right now if we're adjusting the song, all the bars look the same. You can't actually tell what's going on. Now, since the majority of sort of pop music and all that is in 4/4, we set it to 4/4. And as you can see now, it's got 1, 2, 3, and so on, all the way to the end of the song. Now what you should do is actually go through. You shouldn't need to adjust any of these bars in between, but you actually want to adjust, sections in between. You want to adjust this and you just line it up perfectly with the waveform. And as you can see, it will then line up perfectly here. And that'll ensure that your chart is accurate. The notes that you want to put into the chart will actually be in time, because no one likes to play a song where the timing is out. All right, and you just go through. Now, I'm not going to do the whole song on here, but sometimes you need to drag a little bit further down like that. If it's a little tiny bit off like this one, not to worry. That should be fine. All right, and then once again, I always look at the other waveform spikes. You can just add it there. That's good enough. Like that. And you want to go through the entire song. Once that's done, you're then ready for import. Now, I'm not ready to import my track yet. I'll do that on another video. But when you are ready, you hit the F12 key, and that will allow you to import the chart. If you are doing vocals, the shortcut for that is the F8 key. But yeah, thanks for stopping by and watching the video. Hopefully that's helped you out and that will set you up for success. Thank you.